Hi, this is Bob from the Free Film School, and today I'm going to show you the 35mm Nikon EM camera and a little points about the camera and how to load it and the exposure on the camera. So that's three things we're gonna go over today. The first thing is the lens, and the lens is a pretty basic Nikon lens from the 70s, 80s. It's a basic lens with just the aperture settings. And this camera is a shutter priority camera, which means when you change the aperture on the camera, you change the shutter speed inside the camera with the electronics. If you want a manual exposure, you would use that M90 that's on the camera, the setting, and you would put it on M90. And the light meter inside the camera does not really work if you use the manual setting. So you would have to use an external light meter, which I have here. On this external light meter, Sikatonic, you would choose your ISO first, which is film speed, say 200, 400, and then you would do the mode, which is either the close-up mode, or you can do the distance mode on these, which distance mode is when you switch it out like that. Okay, so that's the light meter, and then you go back to the camera, which let's go for point number 2. Point number 2 is to turn the light meter on. You would advance the film, move the lever on the camera to advance the film, but don't advance the film. This turns on the light meter on this particular camera, and then you don't push the firing button all the way down. You push it slightly, and that turns on the light meter. And then when you move the aperture on the lens, it would move the shutter speed to give you a correct exposure if you don't use the external light meter. So that's that part of the camera. Now to load the film, let me show you how to load the film. Basically, I'll show you with my hands, and I'll show you what the film looks like because it's a little tight squeeze here. You basically put the film in here, and then you would stretch it all the way out here, and then you wrap it around this take-up spool, and then to get the film tight on the take-up spool, you would just keep advancing the film until it evens out here and it tightens up. And then to pick up slack, you would wind that back, and then you don't worry about exposed frames, because if you don't put enough film on this side of the camera, it will pop out when you advance if it's not tightly threaded in these little they're like little holes inside the sprocket. If they don't go inside and twist around and nice tight fit, it will not really work. So it'll come off. So that's basically how you shoot with this camera. And let's go back to the front of the camera. And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment area. I'll be glad to answer any questions. Make sure you share and like this video if you want to see more videos about 35mm photography, Super 8 cameras, or vintage digital cameras. Let me know, and take care, and we'll see you next video.